Hi, good evening. Welcome to Business Live. My name is Darryl Kwao. Coming up tonight, World Bank expected to approve access to $35 million for Ghana's coronavirus preparedness program. Also coming up, we have the latest update from the Kumasi Central Market, which has been closed down because traders are not observing social distancing protocols. We have a live update, and we'll also tell you how the business community is supporting the fight against the coronavirus pandemic. Stay with us for details. Tonight, the World Bank is expected to give approval for government to access some $35 million to support in the fight against the coronavirus pandemic. This facility forms part of the $100 million package announced by the President under Ghana's coronavirus alleviation program. Speaking at a press briefing today, the Minister for Information, Kojo Nkrumah, said besides the World Bank funds, the Finance Ministry is also working to access some $219 million from the Stabilization Fund,
which had the President instructing the Minister responsible for Finance to make $100 million cedi equivalent available to prepare in terms of logistics, facilities, health infrastructure, public education, etc., to the tune of about $100 million cedi equivalent. 35 million of that is a credit facility which has just been approved by Parliament. It is our understanding that hopefully today the World Bank board itself should approve it so that disbursement can take place. 65 million of it is a virement of an already existent garage facility, which has already happened, and that 65 million cedi equivalent is now available to the Republic of Ghana. So just to inform the general public that the $100 million USD, 65 of it is a virement of an already existent garage facility, which virement has now taken place and the funds are now available to the government of Ghana. The 35 million is to be approved by the World Bank board, hopefully today, so that disbursement can be done as well for the preparedness program. The second part of it is the coronavirus alleviation package or program, which is budgeted about $219 million cedi equivalent. That is being taken from oil funds. You would recall that quite recently, Parliament
All right, welcome back to Business Live. We want to take you back to the press briefing by the Information Ministry, where the Minister, Kojo Nkrumah, announced that we are expecting the World Bank to approve a $35 million package in support of the fight against the coronavirus pandemic.
There will be the need to reignite the entire Ghanaian economy when this battle is over. So a broad stimulus package is being put together for that purpose. Cabinet met yesterday in an emergency cabinet meeting. The President directed that a broader stimulus package be put together to reignite the Ghanaian economy by the time this battle is over. So you'll find that in the coronavirus alleviation program, there's some 600 million cedis that is supposed to be used as soft loans. Yes, that is there, but there will be the need to be to do a broader and more elaborate stimulus program, which is being worked upon and will be announced subsequently.
So that was the Information Minister briefing the press today about a stimulus package that is being discussed at the cabinet level post the coronavirus pandemic. While the Public Interest and Accountability Committee, PIAC, is making a passionate appeal to government to consider cutting down on programmed expenditure from oil revenues. According to PIAC, this will enable the country use available resources from some of the areas to support in the fight against coronavirus rather than touch the Heritage Fund as proposed by the Finance Minister. Aboagye-Wiafe is chairman of the Public Interest and Accountability Committee.
That's what we have to be doing. We have to give mandate, we have to give substance to the law. And the law is made for development. We have to seize law as an instrument for development. So this is a development situation where we have already made provisions for through the Petroleum Revenue Management Arrangement. If we had given substance to that law by balancing the lodgements to address the needs of contingency and debt servicing, probably we'll not have been talking about the Heritage Fund at this time. And I'd like to underscore again that the Heritage Fund is not a fund that's available to us. It's not our money. We cannot spend what we don't have. So it's not for us to be talking about it, but look into ourselves and look at areas that we can do cut downs. And the cut down areas are planned expenditures that are already supposed to be benefiting from all of it. We can cut down on them. And I think citizens are even demonstrated this already. If you look at the whole COVID, the president has institutionalized a lockdown, and we are respecting it. So citizens are already providing incentive, or if I put it, subsidizing government's efforts by also not doing what they have to do ordinarily. You understand? People are eating 2 times a day. I do that a lot. I do, you do once, and others are doing probably every one. So I think that what we are asking for is the same scenario, that we have planned expenditures. Maybe we want to build 10 schools, we want to build 20 bridges. Can we do 10 and redirect some of the money to address the COVID?
So with this idea, do you have in mind areas that you think this planned expenditures can be cut or reduced in a way? The roads, the schools, the agriculture. You cannot go out agriculture. I mean, really, do you have any sector of the economy in mind? I think if we've reduced the expenditure in these areas, at least you can get something to support the effort in fighting the COVID.
Maybe on top of my head, I will say I will not prescribe a particular area, but what I know is that the law mandates any government to choose from a list of 11 sectors to spend the petroleum revenue. And from 2017 to now, the government has chosen road and infrastructure, education, health, and agriculture. So these broad areas are the guiding spending areas. So I'm sure from this proposal that we are making, of course, if government listens, then it will be a matter of sitting down and look at how to tweak it a bit and look at areas that when you cut it will not have. I mean, there should be a way of analyzing which areas that can receive bigger attention in terms of cut down. Then we'll be good to go.
All right, you're watching Business Live. In a moment, we'll take you to Kumasi Central Market, which has been closed down today because traders have not been observing the social distancing protocol in the wake of the coronavirus pandemic. First, the Wilma Ghana Limited. They have joined a host of others, donating some 100,000 cedis to Ghana's COVID-19 Trust Fund. General Manager of the company, Aboagye-Wiafe, explains these funds prove the company's resolve to deepen corporate social responsibility during this period of the coronavirus outbreak. There's more in this report.
Wilma Ghana Limited, a subsidiary of Ghana Specialty Fats Industries, producers of Frito cooking oil and importers of Fortune rice, has committed a tune of 1 million cedis to aid government in the fight against the spread of COVID-19. To this end, the food manufacturing company has made available a package of food and cooking oil worth 900,000 cedis, with 100,000 cedis dedicated to the COVID-19 Trust Fund. General Manager of Wilma, Aboagye-Wiafe, tells Joy Business the donation is critical to helping the vulnerable during these times.
Overall, we have a package of 1 million Ghana cedi, cash of 100,000 that is meant to go into the COVID fund that the government has set up to address various needs that may emerge out of dealing with this pandemic. And then, of course, there is consequential impact on the vulnerable as a result of the partial lockdown that the government has announced. And we felt that as a food-based company, a company that basically provides food in the society, we need to lend a hand. And so we have made available a package of food worth 900,000 Ghana cedi. It means bulk will be rice and oil.
The impact of COVID-19 on business world over is dire, with effects leading to massive layoffs and closures of companies. In the wake of these uncertain times, businesses are turning their attention from profits to social development. Meanwhile, Aboagye-Wiafe laments the pandemic has disrupted their supply chain.
Well, it's tough times, and right now nobody really is able to predict exactly how it is. We have started seeing its impact on our supply chains. Some of the things that you require for manufacturing manufacturing, although being a food-based business, we are exempt from the current lockdown, but it's having impact because some of the supply chains is impacted. So some other supply chains that we are required to make sure that, so for example, sometimes just basic mechanic that you require to fit your machine, he is on lockdown.
Receiving the donation, Information Minister Kojo Oppong-Nkrumah commended their efforts, stating it was now time for corporate Ghana to intensify their corporate social responsibility in the fight against COVID-19.
We want to take you now to Kumasi, to the central market, which has been closed today because traders failed to observe social distancing protocols. Joining me on phone from there is Kwesi Deborah, who has been following that story for us. So, Kwesi, the market was closed. No traders were allowed to trade today. Hello, Kwesi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I think I can hear it now. The line was breaking.
So did city authorities really close down the market today?
Yes, and if I hear you properly, you're asking whether city authorities have closed the Kumasi Central Market. Yes. And this directive was yesterday, and they had reports that the Metropolitan Security Council in the early hours of Monday, they had the report that the central market, there were so many market women, and they weren't observing the World Health Organization's social distancing protocol. And so they thought that was scary. And so they met with the market groups, which is about 67 trade associations of the market. And so after lengthy deliberation, they came out that the whole situation can be really dire in the wake of the coronavirus pandemic. So then they had to close the market. So that's what happened.
And so what discussions are going on in the background? Because I understand they're trying to get the traders to reorganize themselves. What would that entail? Yes,
it's all about telling them to observe the protocols, because government has issued a directive, and this is a case where the market women are flouting the directive. So then the reorganization is sitting with the market women and telling them, with the associations, and telling them that these are the protocols, and they are supposed to follow the protocols. So it's about telling them what to do, and they following the orders. So even what happened today, we went to the satellite market, which is a race course, to find out, because when these markets, for instance, central market is closed, then it means that these market women will be moving to the race course market, which is a big market. And when we went there, the market had been closed for these traders. They said that they can't allow them to come in, because when they come in, the same thing is going to happen to them. So they are afraid when they allow them in, they are also going to break the protocol, because already the temporary market is with numbers. And so should they allow the central market, the market women, the traders in the central market to come in, then it means that there's going to be chaos at the market. So we spoke to the chairman of the Food Traders Association, and he says that it's the right order, and it has been ordered by the king of the market that they should not allow those from the central market to stay there.
Okay, and one last question. So how soon do we expect the market to reopen, and what alternatives do people over there have, seeing that we're in the period of a lockdown too?
Well, when the TMA issued the letter yesterday, they couldn't. But what they said is that they are trying as much as possible in no time to open the market. But that will come after the deliberation with the leaders of the 67 trade associations of the market. So that's what's happening. And, when I spoke to some of the traders at the Aboagye-Wiafe market, the second question, what you said, that the people, we are having a lockdown, this is the case where they would have to go very far to get these products. And that's what the fear that they express. And they think that people are being prevented from coming to the market. And since that is the harbor of, the goods coming from Sefi, in the AC region and stuff like that, they think that it should be distributed to those entities so that they can get access to it, rather than coming to the market to get them. And they think you have many of them sticking to the market, and it's really that the social distancing is going to be flouted on, and that's what they fear. So they are appealing to authorities that allow some of the market to be to the exit and the suburbs, so that people who can, as it were, go as far as the carefully market to get these, can get the goods and the
okay, Kwesi.
So that's it.
Okay. Thank you very much indeed, Kwesi Deborah, live for us from Kumasi. So the Dr. Mensah side of the Kumasi Central Market was recently closed due to unsanitary conditions, and traders not observing the social distancing protocols and hand washing directive by health authorities. Ghana Nuts Company Limited has therefore donated over 300 pieces of sanitary items at the cost of 20,000 Ghana cedis to support the market. General Manager Kojo Aboagye explains this gesture is part of efforts to support the government win the fight against coronavirus. Prince Apia has more in this report.
50 Veronica buckets, 50 pieces of washing soaps, hand sanitizers, 50 pieces of tissue papers, 50 buckets, as well as 50 dustbins. Altogether, more than 300 pieces of sanitary items were presented to the Techima Municipal Assembly for onward distribution to the various markets in the metropolis. The agro-processing outfit, Ghana Nuts Company Limited, made the donation as part of its corporate social responsibility in these difficult times where most employees are unable to go to work. Kojo Aboagye is the general manager for the company.
What we have brought to Techiman South, this we put in about 20,000 Ghana cedis. We have some of the goods that are also still in production because we still have to donate to other assemblies like the Techiman North Assembly. There are some selected institutions that we would also be going to donate to. Some of the goods that we have to import have been imported. We are also partnering with some of the media outlets to help in any way that we can in sensitization of people, because we have a lot of people who come from Techiman and its enclave who are working with us, and so anything that we can do to help alleviate this is in our best interest as a business. And so we are doing a lot as part of our corporate social responsibility to help all of this.
Municipal Chief Executive for the Techima Municipal Assembly, John Kofi Donyina, explained that the donation is timely. He, however, urged other companies that are located within the Techiman enclave to emulate the gesture of Ghana Nuts Company Limited.
In terms of receiving items, so far as COVID-19 fight is concerned, this is the largest delivery that we've received from the private company like Ghana Nuts. So it is going to help us a lot because the vast nature of Techima, even the market alone, needs more than 600 Veronica buckets. So this thing is going to augment what the assembly has already started.
And that's it for Business Live tonight. There's more news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Darryl Kwao. Thanks for watching. We're back same time tomorrow.